I want to transition now to what things make you proud to be a woman, even proud to be a woman of color.
One thing I really like is that like I don't know if you like this is said a lot, but like Black women are literally the blueprint for almost all things pop culture, basically. Like the natural features that we have, other people would go pay for. The like some of the styles that we create, other people would take those, steal the ideas or whatever. But like it's still influenced by Black women. Like most of Black culture is because of Black women. It feels kind of good to be like a trendsetter, if that makes sense.
It's definitely that. Like, we basically, I don't know, we influence so much, and we influence like a lot of like pop culture. We influence like a lot of other like not even popular culture, but like just blackness has influenced so many other cultures, like the Latinx cultures. Like there's a lot of black influences in that music in general, especially from the U.S. and from the United States, like rock music, jazz. Like we like black people really did that. Like specifically African Americans, yes, they literally did that. So like just the fact that we literally are like creators, we're like creators, and that makes me like proud. And we like, you know, persevere through it too, because there's so much like against us, stacked up against us, but we're still the ones that everyone looks for, like that they look to when something needs to be cool again. Like chances are, you know, they are looking towards black people, specifically black women. Like, you know, all the memes that you see, black women, the TikTok sounds that y'all hear, black women, like the Twitter language or the slang, the new slang that you're hearing came from black people, specifically black women. And there's like just so many influences that, you know, we be doing it. You know, we have the sauce. We have the sauce.
Right. I agree with that. And also, like, no matter how many things we have stacked against us, that just makes us like a community of Black women. It makes us like stronger. And I like having that too. Cause like I'll be on TikTok and then every time I see like a Black woman on my For You page, there's just so much love towards her from like the Black community and Black women especially. And it's just like, like we call each other sis. It's like really like a friendship. Like you can see anybody, you don't know them, it's a Black woman, like you already become friends just because of that. And I just love that.
I think y'all really covered it. Like, just being black is beautiful, like, period. Like, everyone wants to look like us, everyone wants to talk like us, everyone wants to act like us. Like, it's honestly a privilege in itself.
Rosalind, you said sisterhood. And I wonder if you could speak to kind of get a little bit more specific and speak to um, what that's like being in the communities that you're in. I know Shakopee somewhat, and I've been here a couple of years, and we're predominantly white schools still, and I assume Prior Lake is probably similar. So I'm hoping talk about that experience, right? How is the interaction between fellow Black women in your schools?
Go ahead.
I was just throwing that out generally to the group.
And I think we all are friends. Like, at least for me, like, all of my friends are black women in my grade. Like, I look out for them. I talk to them all the time. Like, immediately, like, if there's a black person in my class, I go reach out to them. Like, we are partners forever. We're sitting next to each other. We're doing all of our assignments together, homework. Like, the black community at Park Lake is so small. Like, if we don't stick together, like who else is gonna look out for us?
Literally. And this has happened like all my other schools as well. Like starting from elementary school, I always like moved towards like the Black women in my class. And like there's always like one or two. And just throughout each time I moved, like I'd always be attracted to hanging out with like people of color more. And yeah, I had white friends, but like it was just like we have like this understanding, like there's not a lot of us here, we feel isolated from like the rest of the class, let's just hang out together. And we always like got along and it was fun. And also at Prior Lake High School, yeah, there's not a lot of Black women there, but it's been like increasing over the years by like a couple. But like we love each other. Like we're just like a bunch, like a community, like we're just friends and all of that, and we're just there for each other, like Sophia said. And it's really a nice thing to have that connection. And that, like, that's why kind of like a BSU was created, just to have that community connection and like a support group.
Speaking from Shakapee's point of view, I wouldn't say that there is a sisterhood of. We have like, I think we are like maybe 6 or 7% because we got the stats for this group, but we're about 6 or 7% Black at the, like Black people at the school, and the amount of them that are Black women is very, very, very small. In elementary school, I was one of 3 Black kids in my grade at my elementary school. So like when we switched to high school and like you see all these different types of people, it's really hard to approach them, you know, because I'm not even gonna lie, Black women, we sometimes throw out those stereotypes on each other, if that makes sense. Like, oh, you're too whitewashed, or oh, you're just so ghetto, or you're, you know, think you're this, you're that. So like the sisterhood that, you know, we should have is broken because we all feel like someone is to this or someone is to that. So yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, like, yeah, it could literally go one way or the other when, like, you have, like, a minority group, because you can either, like, unite and be together and be strong, or, like, you can just, like, disperse through the school and just, like, you know, do your own little thing, just, like, ignore everybody else and just, like, whatever.
I think a lot of these Black women are, I think most of us are like this because we grew up in predominantly white institutions. We are used to being the only Black person in a group. We're used to being that token Black friend. So when we see another Black woman, like, we don't know how to react. Like, everyone in, like, our little group, and you're the only Black person, like, the only Black friend, is like, oh my God, like, da-da-da-da. But, like, you've never interacted with another Black person who looks like you, who talks like you, who acts like you. And I feel like it's just that, like, like maybe they just see them as competition, or, like, they're used to being the only one. They want to still be the only one.
There's a lot of that. I feel like because we do live in a patriarchy, you can touch on misogyny, which is misogyny and, like, against Black women, how people hate Black women. But just like we live in a patriarchy, so, like, you know, women, there's a lot of infighting between women, and you, like, hear the people saying, oh, like, we gotta be nice to all girls, certain type of treatment. Like, when you feel like you're kind of getting, like, the respect that you want, like, living in, like, the community, like, the white community that we live in, then you don't want to lose that to someone else. So, like, I get what people are saying there.
In the suburbs, like, you'll see, like, a lot of, like, the colorism, like, pointed out, but, like, it's, like, more violent, in my opinion. Like, I remember, like, the boys at my school literally verbally abuse us for, like, unprovoked. Like, I was literally traumatized. But, like, people would, like, my cousins who go to BP, like, they would be like, oh yeah, no, we have colorism, but it's not, like, super violent. Also, like, they have their homeboys that put them in check, or, like, you know, it's just, like, it's subtle, but then, like, they're not really about it either. I don't know how to, like, explain that part, but yeah, that's what I mainly want to touch on. The Black communities are different.
When you don't grow up, or you're not around many Black people, all you can rely on is what you see from the media, right? And in the media, they don't portray, especially Black women, they don't portray us in a good light. The stereotypes are raging. Like, it's a lot. And so when you see other Black people out and about, what are you gonna do? You're automatically gonna stereotype them, right? That's just what it's gonna be. I remember I used to live in Eden Prairie, and I went to elementary school there. I went there and up until about halfway through 4th grade or beginning of 4th. And race, like, you know, we're little kids, I guess, but, like, race was never really, like, a huge thing, right? Like, though, you know, there's a little microaggressions, like, oh my God, is that your real hair? Or can I touch your hair? Or, you know, things like that. But it wasn't until I came to Shakopee where I realized that I am way different than anyone else, because the way that they talk about me, the things that they say to my face, and it's like, well, I'm not like that. So where did they get this idea from? Like, you don't know me. I don't know you. So why do you think I'm a certain way? And, you know, it took me a while, but now I realize it's because of what they see in the media. Like, you know, let's be honest, like it wasn't up until recently where Black women were portrayed in like a better light. You know, it's always, she's fat, she's sassy, she's rude, she's disrespectful, just loud, things like that. Like, you know, I've been told I'm very loud before. Like, you know, I don't think I'm very loud. You know, it depends on who you ask, but depends on what I'm talking about too, right? So I've been, you know, I don't know if I'm not gonna curse, but I've been called the B word many times until like you get to know me. They're like, oh no, you just look really intimidating because like, I don't know, you just look intimidating, or I don't know, like dark skinned women get masculine a lot, you know, like they're like, oh no, you're one of the boys because, you know, they think that dark skin is masculine. So they're like, they won't treat you, like they won't consider your feelings. Like I've noticed that with the white women, their feelings are consoled. Their feelings are, you know, people are more likely to, I don't know how to, I'm not going to say care for them, but it's like, I don't know. Do you have the word for it, Rosalind?
I think sugarcoat.
Yeah, sugarcoat things for them. But for us, it's like, you're just going to get it straight up because you can deal with it. And like, because you're a strong Black woman. And, you know, like, I get it, you know, Black women, we are very strong because of everything we have to deal with and put up with. But it gets to a point where, like, we're human, you know, like, we're still human. So everyone's going to have those moments, right? So especially when I got here, that's when I really started to get bullied. And it's like, and, you know, I tell the teachers or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, well, that's not really a big deal. And obviously all the teachers are white. So, you know, and there was really nothing else for me to get bullied on other than my race. So they bullied me because of my race. And so the teachers would be like, oh, you know, it's not that serious because they think that I should just be able to handle it. So like, and that's all, like, you know, some people are just, you know, plain racist, but some just don't know any better, which is like, you know, why we really need education. And so like, that's like the thing for me growing up in like, or going to like schools in Shakopee. I don't know if it's the people, it is the people. And like, I don't know if the school like setting you know, adds to that, but yeah.
And I also think an important thing to note is that like all Black women are not the same. Like you're not going to like every Black woman you meet. Like we're people. Like just like how you might not like some people you meet, you're not going to be best friends with them or all of that. It's like we don't fit in one box. Like we're like a diaspora, if that's the word. And we're all different. So yeah, I used to also like, you know, follow those stereotypes. Like as a kid, like I would like, because that's all we know. Like that's what society throws at us. Like, oh, Black women are loud, angry, and all of this. So then I would stay quiet every single time like somebody would call me like loud or obnoxious, and I would like, you know, try to hide my opinion a little bit and not say too much. But honestly, it doesn't matter. We don't fit into a box. We're different. You're not gonna like everybody. You're not gonna you might love some, you might hate some, doesn't matter. We're people. That's it.
This is great. This is a lot of thought-provoking stuff. Like, I expected y'all to drop knowledge, and you did not disappoint. Some of the key takeaways from what you all have recently just talked about here was, you know, one, the point, Baba, that you made about how Black women specifically can get things just put on them because people think they present as being tougher, as being stronger than, as, oh, you can handle it. So, you know, obviously you can handle getting the bullying, you can handle the negativity, you can handle some of the pain that other people get consoled for maybe more often. And then Rosalind, what you brought out about how, you know, although, you know, you all may be women, although you all may be women of color, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're all exactly alike, that you all fit into the same box, that you all have the same personalities. There's a lot of differences even within and among Black women, to where you have to see people as individuals.
Black women have to go through a lot in society. So, like what Sophia said, like any Black woman for me that is like being successful in any aspect of life. Like I was on TikTok today and I was seeing like this one Black woman. She was just like making fashion designs and all of that. And like she was just like enjoying like and being passionate about something. And seeing that just motivates me. And it's like, you know, seeing another Black woman winning and just doing what she loves, it makes me feel motivated and want to do the same thing. So like that type of thing is kind of what makes a hero to me.
You said winning. What does that look like for women, or what does that look like for Black women?
I don't know, winning, just, you know, doing what they love, just being passionate about something. It doesn't like there's no like blueprint to success. Like you can just be doing whatever you want and then whatever your heart desires, going for whatever, like, you know, taking that first step and not being afraid to, you know, like surpass all the doubts people have about you. Like there's always things that are built against us and we surpass all of that and still are able to just thrive, basically.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, you know, I think everyone knows that, like, you know, on the like list of most loved to most hated, Black women are literally at the bottom. So like if you're doing something you love despite whatever anyone has put against you or despite whatever is going on, and you're just genuinely happy with yourself and like what you're doing, that's what I say is winning. Because not only are you like happy with yourself, but you're putting happiness out there for other people at the same time.
This is going to conclude our conversation for today. To our YouTube family who's been watching and supporting all of these different videos that we've been putting out, we appreciate you. So to our panelists, thank you so much for joining us. My name is John Rose, counselor at Shakopee High School, and we will see you next time. This has been one of our videos for our Women's History Month celebration, and we will see you next time.